Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute carnage in the markets today. Had to jump on here and do a quick live stream, catch up on a little bit of what's been going on. I woke up this morning to just absolute destruction on the markets. Depending on what part of the world you are in, this might have been starting when you were going to bed. This might have started when you were asleep. You might have been up, unfortunately, watching all of the world burn live and in color. What started this all? Where are we sitting? Are we done? And what comes next? What's going on, everybody? Web3 Nate here, Crypto Paradise. Welcome if you're watching on YouTube. Welcome if you're watching on X. Leave a comment. Let us know. How are you doing? Did you survive the crash? How are you feeling? Are you shook? Are you diamond handing? Did you trade out during it? Did you hop in a long at the bottom? I want to hear from you guys. Let us know what's going on. We're giving people a minute here to join. This is a completely unprecedented situation and a unannounced live stream. So gonna go ahead and give people a little time to join here. I'm gonna be sharing and retweeting this quick. Please do the same. If you're a big fan of the Crypto Paradise, what we're doing here, if you're a member of the Crypto Paradise fam, a member of the Surf DAO, give us a like, give us a comment, leave a shout out, ask a question. Like I said, let me know what's going on and how you're feeling after the absolute worst crash. Well, depending how you look at it. But definitely one of the worst crashes ever. By the numbers, the biggest crash, $19 billion in liquidations. To put that in a little bit of perspective here, the COVID crash, we saw $1.2 billion in liquidations. The FTX crash, $1.6 billion in liquidations. Last night, $19.16 billion. Not even close, guys. 20x bigger than the COVID crash of March 2020. What do we do in a situation like this? Well, you caught almost everybody off guard. I've seen some of the biggest traders out there, some of the biggest names in crypto, some of my favorite traders that got absolutely smoked on this unexpected dip here. What was the cause of it? Well, last night, if you remember, I believe the day before, we talked about Trump was going to be making a surprise speech, surprise announcement, something huge, he said. Now, these can sometimes turn into nothing burgers. These can sometimes be completely written off on, them just blowing smoke. This was not one of those cases. Trump came out and basically started the tariff war, the trade war all over again, announcing that China has been sending letters around to countries all over the world, telling them no more trade with China. We're restricting trade for anything to do with rare earth metals. If you're not familiar with rare earth metals, kind of important for things like computer chips, for building miners, for building servers, for building anything GPUs for AI. They are a very large producer of these rare earth metals and a producer of chips as well. So Trump basically came out saying, okay, if China wants to play hardball on, and announced 100% tariffs on China, amongst a bunch of other things. This sent the market into a panic. Now, is a trade war a $19.16 billion liquidation emergency, a 20x COVID emergency? Well, no, but the market was that over leveraged. This is what happens when the market gets over leveraged. You get this cascade effect. People start getting liquidated. You can see here, 16, almost $17 billion in longs. Wrecked. Even caught some shorts on bounces here. Over leveraged. This is not healthy for the market. When people are out there with their asses hanging out in the wind, you're going to get beat every single time. Let's take a look at some of this carnage. This is Adam. Literally went to zero. 0.001 cent for $4. There's no surviving that, guys. Doesn't matter how much margin you have on your trade. There's no surviving this. Obviously wicked back up very quickly. Bitcoin This is on MEXC. Now, not all of the exchanges are quite this extreme. Bitcoin went to 102,500 on MEXC. Most I saw, most exchanges were around 108. We talked a lot about that kind of 105 range being what I was looking for, anyways, in to hit with the October pullback. I told a lot of you on the live stream, those of you that have been tuning in, I was saying, before October started, October after the rate cuts, in September, we were expecting a pullback. We were expecting a pullback to, I was expecting a pullback anyways into the 105 area, maybe 100 area. This is the Binance chart here, or excuse me, Bitstamp, showing it going down under 110, wicking down there. Obviously, different exchanges are gonna have different numbers. Showed MEXC there with the wick down to 102, but I was expecting into the 105 region. Got our fake out dip here, blasted off last 2 weeks, absolutely ripped, new all-time high 126, and now right back. You can see here I posted this the other day. Danger Will Robinson, 118 was kind of a line in the sand when we were dipping around here. We talked a lot. Are we getting a deeper pullback in October? We thought October was going to be very sideways and down, but this pump, this rip to new all-time highs, was looking like maybe not. I said on the other night, if we break 118, look out. Well, we sure as hell broke 118. It's not funny. I know a lot of people lost a lot of money, but what else can you do? Massive accusations, all kinds of market malfeasance. We'll go take a look at that in a minute here. But first, I want to talk about what does this mean? What does this mean for us now? Okay, broke down below 118. We're back down under 110,000, under 105,000, and depending where you look. Obviously, that's the wick. Now I think all the exchanges have kind of bounced out around 110, 111 right now. Or what does that mean for October? What does it mean for Q4? What does it mean for the rest of this cycle? Well, I've been pitching the scenario that the longer, when we get this rate cut, we're expecting a dip. Now, a V-shaped recovery, I said the other night, if we go on and upward and onward from here, probably a pretty parabolic Q4, but, probably ending by Q1. However, we closed below 118, expecting a larger pullback, which we've got, and a much longer consolidation and sideways and down. Are we done with the side? Are we done with the down? I don't know. I think we're done with at least, we've cleared out all the liquidations. We've seen the liquidations cascade, which is what causes these kind of candles. This is not like this is not simply a spot price drop. Trump announcing the tariff war being back on with China is not enough cause for, an 11% drop in a matter of hours, or if if we're going by, maybe like a 15% if we're going by MEXC numbers. But it's the liquidation. Everybody was long here. Those as people start getting longed, it pushes the market down farther and farther and farther, more volatile and more volatile. And that's where you get this kind of stuff. So where do I see this going? Do we have more downside? Possibly. It's not going to be these 15% in a day candles. We don't have enough, at least at this current point, we don't have enough leverage built back up into the market to cause those kind of cascades. But yes, we could see it continue to trickle down here. Not sure quite where to expect this to settle. I would imagine kind of in this 108 to 105 range, somewhere in here. It's kind of where I'm expecting things to settle. Can draw a quick fib extension here. Oop, there we go. See what that's showing. Oh, that's the wrong one. Had it right the first time. Here we go. Well, drew it backwards there. We'll get this. Remember, I'm not a trader. And fourth time's the charm. Here we go. So yeah, blew through the 786. We might have to reconsolidate all the way back down where we, kind of started started this pump just 2 weeks ago. Anyways, yeah, I'm expecting October now, probably going to need the FOMC meeting, a bullish cut at the FOMC meeting to bring us back out of this. I don't think there'll be a V-shaped recovery even with the announcement of the FOMC, expecting kind of a slow trickle up end of October, beginning in November. But it's good. And here, in my opinion, this is good. As much as this hurts right now and this sucks, the longer, again, I've been saying this for the last year and a half, sideways, slowly up, consolidate, slowly up, consolidate. That's going to give us a much longer cycle. It's going to give us all much more opportunity to make more DCAs, fill bags, make more plays. And it's also going to give us the higher potential in the long run for Bitcoin. And if we would have just gone parabolic in Q4, I don't know, 175, maybe 200 would have been my guess for where we cycle peak. Now, if we go sideways and we slowly creep up, look for a blast off maybe into this year, beginning of next year, Q1. Now I see us being able to go much deeper, Q2 maybe, hell, Q3. There's a lot of, we talked the other night, there's a lot of things building up. We've got rate cuts. The dollar is teetering on the edge of a 14-year long trend line. If that crashes, it's off to the races. We have the elections next year, the midterms. You think the Republicans are going to let the markets crash during the elections? You think they're not going to print an insane amount of money to prop up the economy? The Fed right now is still on QT. They're tightening. They're cutting assets from their balance sheet. They're not adding to it. All of this is yet to gain momentum. You're telling me that Bitcoin is going to decouple itself from the rest of risk on assets from the stock market? The U.S. government's going to let the stock market crash when we've just started cutting rates? We're projected to cut rates all the way through 2026. That we haven't even started printing money yet. QE is not even started. It's an election year. You think the Republicans are going to give themselves a black eye and have the markets down? There's so many factors that are saying 2026 is going to be a good year. These are the times that separate the boys from the men. Hang on, guys. Hopefully you were in spot and not leveraged. Because this is where, like, look at the opportunities that are out here right now. Are we completely bottomed right now? Let's take a look at Link. Freaking Link. $8 Link. Under $8. Wick right back up. I mean, look at the opportunities. If you hit that bottom, you're already at over a 2x. If we just go back to where we were sitting earlier this week, insane. Now, am I ready to go full long on something like Link here? No. We need to establish a market structure first. Like, this is, we might still see some trickle down here. We need to, we're coming into this reload zone right here between the 618 and the 786. For spot buys, I think this is a great time to start looking at some of this stuff. But everything's wrecked, guys. You should be ETH down at 3,500. Massive opportunities all across crypto right now. Look at this as a gift if you can. If you've got any cash, be ready to start taking advantage of the markets here. Link, we talked about, down to $8. Sui, from $3.50 to under 50 cents in a matter of hours. It's the whole market like this, guys. And who do we have to blame? Every time, baby. Every time. We got Kramered again. Buy crypto. The man, the myth, the legend for a reason. Alex Becker, echoing my sentiment. The first two were literally the best days of the last decade to buy. The COVID crash and the FTX crash. If you go back and look at those, these are the biggest buying opportunities we've had in the last 5 years. You don't think this is going to be any different? What, you think this is not going to be an opportunity? 6 months from now, when the market's absolutely ripping, we've got a true super cycle, when we've got this extended crypto cycle we've all been praying for and waiting for, you're going to be looking back going, why? Why did I not buy? Why was I too much of a chicken shit? Now, financial advice, but guys, these are look where the markets are. Can it go down more? Yes. Do you really think that we're going into a full-on bear market now? You think in 6 months this is going to be an amazing opportunity to buy? Bro, literally 2 days ago, $4,500 ETH. A week ago, almost $5,000 ETH. 4,964 a month and a half ago on ETH. You don't get too many opportunities like this, guys. Lots and lots of funky stuff going on in the markets, guys. This is why, we keep saying it's not going to be easy. We don't know. We believe the cycle's going long. We believe we're getting a 250 this cycle. But it's not going to be easy. They'll never make it easy for us, guys. You have to be careful. You have to be smart. You have to educate yourself. You have to stay up to date on what's going on. You need to make sure you're using practices like putting in stop losses. Don't over leverage yourself. Hell, if you're not a trader like me, DCA, HODL, right? I do this full time. You can't be too careful. So well-planned coordinated dump. The ancient whale opening $1 billion short position. We're going to cover that guy in a second here. Not everybody lost money on this. Not everybody lost money yesterday. Treasury Secretary calling to take any measures to ensure market stability. Trump announcing 100% tariffs after the market closed. Alts dumping 70% in a single candle. Certain large entities got their orders filled. Here's one of them. The insider whale, this is the $1 billion position. They shorted $420 million of Bitcoin on Thursday. Then Friday, earlier, they added to that short position and opened an ETH short for a combined $1.1 billion position. Closed during the dump for a profit of $160 million in just 24 hours. Now, a lot of people, this leaves a lot of people asking, how? How do these guys know about this? Right? How are they able to come in? Insane, 160 million profit, 30 hours. Bitcoin OG closed most of his Bitcoin and ETH shorts, leaving just $92 million short, making over $160 million. Did they have insider information? I mean, they had to have known something. You don't have a small position and then just ape into that position hours before, on a weekend when the liquidity's low, Trump comes out after markets closed and shits on the market. Hard not to believe they didn't have something going on behind the scenes to know something is up. But hey, somebody's got to make money on all these liquidations. You know who else is making money and doing it the right way? Check this out here. This is, if you're a Crypto Paradise fam, if you're part of the Crypto Paradise fam, if you're part of the Surf DAO, I got something you're gonna like here. If you're part of the Surf DAO, you're gonna be very familiar with a little something called the Frontier Fund. Now, we've been waiting for some updates for these guys for a couple days now. I think almost close to a week. And they've been saying, hang on, folks, we got one cooking. October 6th, quick weekend update, several strategic positions open. Now, this was when the market was still pumping. This was back when Bitcoin was kind of hitting the all-time highs. Some people were sweating in the chats going, guys, you better have capitalized on this move up. We're going to be pissed if you miss it. Well, these guys were looking 2 steps down the road. Shout out to the Brown Cowboy and the Frontier Fund. These guys are absolutely just killing it. Coming out yesterday as part of all this carnage. They were waiting. In our group you watch, the Brown Cowboy was saying, hey, if we hit this level, we're going to here. If we hit this, we're going to here. If we break 116, we're going to 110. And guess what? They cashed out at 110 exactly. From October 25th. Oh, can't see this one. Here we go. October 25th. Sorry. August 25th to October 10th. This is the most recent round, the Frontier Fund round of the Trailblaze, the Trailblaze round of the Frontier Fund. A month and a half, a little over a month and a half, about a month and a half in. We're up 70%, guys. They absolutely freaking crushed this move. They had 50% in the last couple days on these moves. One more benefit of being part of the Surf DAO. One more benefit of joining the Crypto Paradise community, guys. Who else is bringing these opportunities? When the rest of the market is getting absolutely crushed. Unless you're the whale with the insider information. The rest of the market's getting absolutely crushed. Frontier Fund out here making bank. 50% on this move. We're now at, compared to hodling. So if you would have just held from August 25th to today, if you would have held Bitcoin, you'd be up 2%. On ETH, you'd be down 12%. On Solana, you'd be just basically break even. With the Frontier Fund, you're up 70%, guys. It's over, I think it's like 1.5% a day. What are we looking at here? It shows us somewhere in here. One of these posts. Yeah, here we go. 1.16% a day. Shout out Brown Cowboys. Shout out Frontier Fund. Pulling our biscuits out of the oven. Saving our asses. Guys, hope that this didn't catch you completely off guard. Hope that you guys are practicing the stuff we talk about on this channel all the time. Making sure you're using stop losses. Making sure that you are covering yourself. And you know, if you're going to use leverage, you're going to be trading these kind of markets, you better know what you're doing. We know someone that does know what you're doing. Set it and forget it. Can't sing the Frontier Fund praises enough. If you want to find out more about the Frontier Fund, join us in the Crypto Paradise. DAO, 200,000 surf tokens get you in there. Get you in there, get you started. If you want to find out more before you ape in, you can join our community group, chat in there. A lot of OGs in there. Myself, Maru, Crypto Hitman, all in there. You can find that. Our website right here, all the information. How does the DAO work? What's this about? How does a surf token work? All the buys and burns. Let's take a look. How much was... Let's go to the dashboard here. How much was burned in the last 24 hours? All this madness. What are we looking at here? 24-hour surf burns. No, where is it? Circulating liquidity. Where's burn stats? There we go. 24 hours. 2,000 more surf burn overall. Almost 3.4%. You can pop in here, find everything you need to know about the DAO. You can join the DAO. Man, sorry, kind of at a loss for words. This is a wild last 24 hours. But yeah, want to get on here, take a look kind of what's going on, give you a little update on where we think things are going in the future. October is going to continue to be volatile. Expecting more sideways and expecting a slow crawl out of this. I don't know that I would trust a V-shaped recovery right now. I think we still got a lot more to see unfolding when for example, when the markets open up Monday. Right now, the traditional markets are all closed. We'll see what happens Monday when things open back up for the wider public to start trading again. I'm sure this is not the end of what we've heard with the trade nonsense, but now would not be a bad time to start DCAing, folks. Hang in there. We're going to get through this. I promise we will get there. Everything's going to be all right. 6 months from now, we'll be on cloud 9. Take it easy. Stay safe, foo. If you know anybody that got crushed by this, reach out. Offer a shoulder to cry on if that's what it takes. Some words of encouragement. If you're in the DAO, if you're in the community chat, now's the time for everybody to band together, hold strong. We're going to get through this. We'll be back with more live streams on Monday. I'm sure we'll be making some posts over the weekend. Keep your heads on straight. We'll see you on the beach. Later.